Welcome back to the channel. The United States of America Quarter Dollar. 1988 is one of the later issues of the classic Washington quarter design, carrying the historic portrait of George Washington on the obverse and the majestic heraldic eagle on the reverse, struck in large numbers for everyday circulation. The 1988 quarter is a familiar coin to many Americans but still holds strong interest among collectors due to its design, history, mint variations, and condition-based value. The obverse showcases the timeless profile of George Washington, originally sculpted by John Flanagan in 1932 to commemorate the bicentennial of Washington's birth. The design features Washington facing left, with visible hair details, a tied queue, and elegant facial contours that have become iconic in American coinage. The inscriptions, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," appear prominently, with the mint year 1988 placed at the bottom. The reverse of the 1988 quarter features the striking image of a powerful eagle standing on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing military strength and readiness. Beneath the eagle lies an olive branch, representing America's desire for peace. Above the eagle, the inscription, "United States of America," arches across the top rim, followed by the national motto, "E pluribus unum." At the bottom appears the denomination, quarter dollar. The 1988 quarter is made from the standard copper nickel-clad composition, consisting of an inner copper core and outer nickel alloy layers. This gives the coin its distinctive pale silver color and durability, making it ideal for heavy circulation. Its diameter remains the classic 24.26 millimeters, with a weight of 5.67 grams and a reeded edge. Two minting locations produced the 1988 quarter. Philadelphia Mint, P, no mint mark. Denver Mint, D, mint mark located to the right of Washington's ponytail. Coins from both mints circulated widely, but high-grade uncirculated examples, especially those with strong luster and minimal marks, are desirable among collectors. While most 1988 quarters carry only face value in circulated condition, collectors pay attention to coins with sharp details, original mint brilliance, or unusual mint errors. Errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or clipped planchets can bring significant value depending on severity and uniqueness. Historically, the 1988 issue sits just before the major transition in American coinage that occurred in 1999 with the introduction of the state quarters program. This makes 1988 one of the last years representing the long-running Washington/Eagle design tradition that lasted from 1932 to 1998. Many collectors also appreciate the 1988 quarter due to nostalgia. It represents an era of payphones, arcades, vending machines, and everyday pocket change before the digital revolution. For many people, these quarters hold memories tied to childhood and American life in the late 20th century. Overall, the United States of America quarter dollar 1988 remains the 1988 Washington quarter represents an important moment in late 20th century American circulation coinage, produced during a time when millions of these quarters were used daily in commerce across the United States. Its durable clad composition allowed it to withstand decades of use, making examples from this year still common today. 2. During 1988, the U.S. Mint focused heavily on mass production, as quarters remained essential for everyday transactions such as toll roads, newspaper vending, arcade machines, and laundromats. This year's minting numbers reflect the strong economic activity of the late 1980s. 3. Coins from the Philadelphia and Denver mints share the same design but can differ visually due to slight variations in strike strength, die wear, and mint handling practices. Denver struck quarters often show slightly sharper details, though this is not universal. 4. A well-preserved 1988 quarter with full hair. Detail on Washington's portrait and crisp eagle feathers. On the reverse stands out immediately to a collector. These features can distinguish an ordinary example from a premium uncirculated specimen. 5. One of the key attractions of the 1988 quarter is the nostalgia it brings for many Americans who grew up in the 1980s and early 1990s. Holding one of these coins can evoke memories of arcade cabinets, bus fare, and other everyday uses of the time. 6. Although the coin's composition is not precious metal, its historical value comes from its place within the long-running Washington Quarter Series, one of the most collected and researched coin series in the world. 7. Collectors also appreciate that the 1988 quarter is part of the pre-statehood design era, making it the last generation before the dramatic artistic change that arrived with the state quarters in 1999. 8. The coin's reeded edge, originally intended as a security measure in older silver coins, continues to give the quarter a familiar textured feel when held. This tiny detail is part of what makes U.S. quarters instantly recognizable. 9. Minting technology in 1988 had improved significantly compared to earlier decades, resulting in more consistent quality. However, even with advances, die cracks, filled dies, and misaligned strikes sometimes occurred, producing collectible errors. 10. The copper core of the 1988 quarter can often be seen when the coin has experienced heavy wear, appearing as a faint reddish ring around the rim. This wear pattern is normal and often indicates decades of circulation. 11. A coin's grade dramatically influences its desirability. Circulated pieces generally retain minimal value, but certified high grade examples graded MS 66 or MS 67 can attract strong interest due to their rarity in pristine condition. 12. The Washington portrait, used on the 1988 quarter, has been a subject of artistic debate among historians. John Flanagan design was selected over Laura Garden Fraser's, whose rendition many consider more. The 1988 quarter is often considered a transitional coin between the older traditional quarter designs and the more modern production techniques that would soon arrive in the 1990s. Its look captures the final era before major technological upgrades at the U.S. Mint. Many collectors enjoy studying the subtle differences between early and late die states within 1988 production runs. Late dies often create slightly softer details or faint cracks, which appeal to error enthusiasts, even though the coin was mass-produced. Examples with perfectly centered strikes and fully defined details are less common. This rarity in top condition makes mint state coins highly desirable for young collectors. The 1988 quarter often serves as an inexpensive starting point, offering the chance to appreciate U.S. history without needing to invest large sums of money. 5. The quarter reflects stable American iconography, with Washington's profile symbolizing leadership and heritage, an image that has been trusted by generations. One interesting detail is the shape of the lettering around Washington's portrait. On a fresh, uncirculated 1988 quarter, the letters appear sharp and squared, whereas circulated examples display rounding and flow due to wear. Many coins minted in 1988 show minor variations in the clarity of the eagle's feathers, depending on strike pressure. Sharply struck feathers indicate a fresher die. Collectors sometimes search rolls of quarters hoping to find a 1988 coin with an off-center strike. Even small off-center errors can greatly increase value compared to regular coins. The quarter's reverse design, with the eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, reflects America's dual priorities of defense and diplomacy during the late Cold War era. In large coin collections, The 1988 quarter is often included in complete date sets, which aim to gather at least one example from each year. Though common, high-grade pieces are crucial for an impressive set. Because the coin contains no silver, its value in circulation remains 25 cents. But in numismatics, condition and rarity take precedence over metal content, especially for modern coinage like this. The reeded edge on the 1988 quarter also helps prevent counterfeiting, as replicating consistent, perfectly spaced reeds requires high-precision machinery. For coin roll hunters, the 1988 quarter is a fascinating year because it can occasionally appear in near uncirculated condition, having been stored in bank vaults or forgotten in savings jars for decades. When viewed under magnification, the fine texture of Washington's hair reveals surprising detail for a mass-produced coin. This detail is typically the first area to show where the Philadelphia Mint's quarters lack a mint mark, which means the letter P is absent. This can sometimes confuse new collectors, but